Good morning, YWLA family and school communities. My name is Whitney McIntosh, and I am the founding principal of Young Women's Leadership Academy. I am very, very excited to sit down and share a lot about our school, our community, our vision, and hope for the future. We are going to get started with a small video, and then from there, I'll come back with a quick presentation. Thank you.
Public charter school in Nevada. The Young Women's Leadership Academy of Las Vegas, near Desert Inn and Pecos, opened its doors for this fall.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm so excited that we had the opportunity to watch this video.
Laser hair removal
pause this
blew
really
my
quick and escape, and then give me 1 second to share my screen. I'll be pulling up a presentation, and then after I pull up that presentation, we'll go ahead and go through this year. All right, here we go. This is Story of Us, and it's just a little bit about who we are and where we are. As the video ended, this video was recorded earlier this year, and it shared that we have seats available 6th and 9th grade. That is still true for this school year. However, next school year, I'm very excited to share that we'll be expanding. And so next year, we have seats available for 6th, 7th, 9th, and 10th. And what that means is we have something called a slow growth model. So this year, our current 6th graders and our current 9th graders roll up to the next grade level, and then we open a whole new set of seats for 6th and 9th graders. Our scholars are really excited to welcome a new group of community members and scholars into their community. And so we're going to start with just a quick presentation. So we're Young Women's Leadership Academy. I'm Whitney McIntosh. I'm the founding principal. And our mission statement reads, The Young Women's Leadership Academy was established to nurture the intellectual curiosity and creativity of young women and to address their developmental needs. We cultivate dynamic participatory learning, enabling students to experience great success at many levels, especially in the fields of math, science, math, science, and technology. Students are encouraged to achieve their personal best in and out of the classroom. YWLA strives to work with families to instill in students a sense of community, responsibility, and ethical principles of behavior. These are characteristics that will help make them become leaders of their generation. And so a little bit about us is that we have something that's called a committee to form, and a committee to form is the individuals that help found and open a school. And so this committee to form, Gunlick Reuter, he's the CEO of Martellina's Insider, has been in education for a little while on the philanthropic side. And then we have Olivia Carbajal, who's a principal on the east side of Las Vegas, and Mala Pandey, who's a principal in New York. And then we have Zach Hudson and Rob Goldstein, who works for the Sands. And so they are on our board. They rolled over from our committee to form to be on our board. Our board also consists of an amazing community member, Alex Bernal, who is the director of Parkdale Rec Center. We also have Ms. Ray Ann Barnes, who is our parent representative on our board, and who is a parent of one of our sixth grade scholars who's been nothing but a benefit to our campus. So that's a little bit about our board and the individuals that came to form this school. And what we really are doing is we're looking to meet a need on the east side of Vegas. We opened August 2022. We are located in the 89121 school zip code, but we're open to any student, though we have 6 targeted zip codes: 89101, 89104, 89119, 89121, which is the one that we sit in. You see we're located right here. 89142 and the 89169, any student anywhere in the city still can attend, but those are our targeted areas. And our school profile is 6th through 12th grade, even though next year it'll be 6, 7, 9, 10. Once we're fully grown out, we'll be 6th through 12th. Here are the zip codes that we're located in. And one of the things that you notice about the zip codes in which we're located in is for the 89101, you're looking at over 10,000 students. And in 89119, the district and area with the smallest scholars, 3,100 scholars that are being impacted by their academic gains. And so based on the zip codes in which we're located in, 41% to 63% of the scholars in our targeted zip codes are at schools that are identified as a 1-star or 2-star school. And so our goal is to make an impact in the 89121, where more scholars have access to a quality education. Some of the other things that you learn about the zip codes in which we are located in is that young women are performing significantly lower than young men. And our goal is to increase their academic gains. And we've seen some early success this year in our MTSS system, which is really exciting as a first-year school. A little bit about our demographics is we are predominantly African-American and Latino Hispanic. You're looking at about a 40% mix with our student population. And then we have many other ethnicities represented: Caucasian, Pacific Islander, multiracial, identified, and Asian identifying families. And so that's a little bit around our breakdown in our demographics. I've shared a little bit about our school performance. The main thing that you want to see here is that we are built off of a very strong model, and our model is from the Student Leadership Network. The Student Leadership Network, and a little bit of why I joined this organization in this model, is because they've had lots of success in demographics that are similar to ours. Our network is modeled after schools that are performing 21 to 25% higher in ELA in mathematics in the state of New York. Mala Pandey, our board member, is an individual who is running her school successfully at those levels. And then in addition to what we've seen in our schools in New York that we're modeled after, we're also connected to schools here in Vegas, where Matter Academy Mountain Vista, our board member school, is a 5-star school in her middle school respectively, which is what we're looking and hoping to achieve. With that, we understand that we're in an area where we have a high percentages of scholars that are FRL, or free and reduced lunch. We have a large population of EL scholars, as well as scholars falling into the special education department. some of the things that we're hoping to do and some of the things that we started to do early on is we've started to work with college-bound initiatives in order to make sure that our scholars can be successful and see what is possible for them. We're also working with our organization in New York to provide a whole girl education model, as well as really focusing on mastery-based learning. Other areas where we're looking to plant seeds is continue to grow around family community engagement, hence our meeting today, as well as encouraging our scholars with student-led conferences, and we're laying the groundwork for that at this time. All right, so let's talk a little bit about operations. Here's a little bit of our org chart. One of the things that you should know, I think that's most important when it comes to our org chart, as well as our staffing model and our staffing plan, is we are currently a 9-member team with about 53 scholars. So you're looking at about a 5-to-1 adult to student ratio, which is a very, very high considering what most schools have. 10-to-1, and you're really lucky, but you never even see that normally, but we're at a 5-to-1 adult to student ratio on our campus. And then we meet with a student development and support team. And what this is throughout the school year, we have 10 days of professional development where we're on campus without scholars, working on PD, really growing and making sure that we're able to provide excellent first instruction. We work to meet on a weekly basis for our recruitment as well as professional development with our team. And we use the Charlotte Daniel Centers where let's teach like a champion and get better faster for teaching, coaching, and development. If you know anything about education, you'll know that that's really important, that we're pushing the rigor. And I think something else that's really important is that we look at our operations and our services. And so here are some operations and services such as transportation, data security, safety and security technology that's provided to us by our back office support. So we have the simulation of what it's like to have a district in a independent charter school, which is really exciting. We are currently sitting in our new building. So we went through construction over the past school year, and now we're in our building. And here's a few pictures of our building and our beautiful space. Right now, it's a little bit more vibrant than this, but this still captures it just because we have posters and bulletin boards up. We started out in a temporary facility, but now we're in that space. Here's the layout of what that temporary facility looked like. All right. So now we'll transition a little bit to the Student Leadership Network. And so the Student Leadership Network has a few different initiatives. They have the Young Women Leadership Schools, which are TWILs, and those schools are mostly located in New York. They have the Young Women's Leadership Network, which our school is a part of, and those schools range from all the way located in New York, all the way over to California, and us being the newest of all of those schools. So we have those schools represented and identified here. Here's a little bit about our whole girl education model and the pillars of what it takes to be successful in this model. Some of the things that you'll notice we focus on is at the core of our work is focusing on leadership, health and wellness, college access, and STEM education. And we use 11 practices to enforce that. This year we focus on 2. And so the ones that we're focusing on this year are imprint and connection, in hopes that that will then lead our scholars to have a very strong voice. Here, we're just talking about how we scaffold our goals and do goal setting, not only with our team, but as well as with our scholars. And the way in which we're doing that is we're backwards planning from a 5-star model of like, what does the state expect to see at a 5-star school, and making sure that we implement those things into our practices from the way in which we do data. So this is a little bit about how we look at data as a campus and ace our data through our MTSS system. So working with scholars that are special education, working with scholars that do have academic gains, and supporting them to grow. Through partnering and working with parents like yourselves to make sure that there's success for our student when they know that everyone is looped in together, making sure that there's a clear plan for scholars that fall under special education, whether there's a learning deficit or they're in the gifted and talented program and need to be pushed a little extra. Doing the same with our English language learners and making sure that they have the support. Right now, myself, I'm the individual that's supporting with English language learners, as well as ensuring that our team receives the development as well as the curriculum that they need in order to be successful in an environment that is culturally strong for scholars as well as for adults. A little bit of what our approach to discipline is, I think a lot of the scholars, not a lot, there's a percentage of our scholars that came here from other environments where they did have academic challenges. And so something that has been really successful is we use a progressive discipline model where we use restorative practices such as circles and communication. For example, asking scholars what happened versus what did you do? right, changes the nature of a conversation. We also have a code of conduct that all of our scholars are required to read, and we try to use normed language throughout the campus. One of the things that we're going to be rolling out soon is an aligned behavior system. Within the next week or two, we're doing some hiring, and once we fill that last position, we'll be working on our behavior management system. So that's a little bit about our school. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for 1 second and let you all take 30 seconds to write down any questions that you may have. So I'm going to go off camera for about 30 seconds. The time is 8:18. Write down any questions you have, and then I'm going to come with a few announcements from our teachers. All right. I'm giving you all a second to answer any questions. I want to provide an update just on what our current scholars are learning and any announcements from our team. We do have parent-teacher conferences on March 13th. And so we're excited about that. But in preparation for that, I want to share a few things. So for English language arts, if you're wondering, what should I be working on with my scholars? What are they learning about? They are learning to write a debate and be able to be argumentative in their writing as well as in their verbal communication. And some of the key things that you parents know about and can begin to communicate with your scholars and help them to form strong arguments is talking to them about logos, pathos, and ethos. And in addition to that, when they're having a conversation with you and they are asking for something, they want to go somewhere, they want some candy, they want a video game, you tell them to develop you a strong argument and write out an argument as to why they need those items using logos, the logic, pathos, and ethos. So that's one of the things that I'm encouraging you all to do. For all of our scholars, we want to make sure that they're reading 30 minutes a day and writing a summary about what they wrote about. Before they write a summary about what they wrote about, have them develop an outline. So those are the bullet points. So this is the topic. That's the first part of the outline. And then in addition, what are 3 supporting facts that you learned? What is the closure of that? So that way they can start to write very strong summaries. So we want them to work on an outline. In social studies, they are learning about ancient India. And some of the things that they're learning about is the geography of India specifically. While they're doing that, we would like for them to make sure that they are creating outlines. That's what they're doing in social studies, and they're utilizing that to summarize. And they're going to use that to help them make arguments. So you see the links and the ties between those things. Please make sure that you're just continuing to make sure that they do their work, they finish up their work, and any work that they're missing, they do. Last but not least, in math, and definitely not least, in mathematics, our scholars are learning about slope. And so some of the things that you can do to support them is help them identify in everyday life, what are items that have a slope to them so that they can understand that this is a usable skill that they need to know. That is going to be the biggest push that we would like for you to support them with slope. And then in science, we have a brand new teacher that is starting this week. Her name is Miss Nicole Lightel. We look forward to you having the opportunity to meet her on March 13th at the latest. With that, we wish you an amazing week and an amazing day. Please reach out if you have any questions, and I'll pause just to see if there are any questions online. All right, seeing none, you all have a fabulous day. Thank you, and we're going to go ahead and end the recording here.